9. Oh, there we go. Today is going to be leg day. Or I guess a better description would be tonight. It is late. It's 11. Now, I don't have to get up early in the morning. I don't have anything to do like that. But, you know, lifting late is not necessarily conducive to getting some perfect sleep, right? Because I've gone late like this and then I end up talking to somebody forever. Next thing you know, I'm not home till like 2. And if you've got something to do in the morning, then you're going to cut into your sleep. That's going to hinder your progress. Sleep has been one of my biggest problems. Not to say that like I can't sleep or I can't fall asleep or anything like that. It's just I'm like ADHD dopamine dependent on my phone. I'm always fucking scrolling on shit or staying up late doing whatever BS. So that's one thing I'm definitely trying to make sure I'm on top of. It's getting at least 8 hours of sleep per night. At least. Plus naps to taste. Because the more you sleep, the more your body will be able to recover with all the food you eat. The bigger you'll be able to get, the stronger you'll be able to get. The better you'll feel during the day. I mean, sleep is just a fucking positive all around. So I'm gonna finish drinking this pre, and then we can fucking get started. So, pretty much every time I start hamstrings, I always like to warm up the calves just a little. If I don't warm up my calves a little bit, it just takes a little bit longer to get warmed up. I say this every leg day, but I mean, of all of the muscles that people are hitting, I'd say hamstrings and calves are the most neglected. So hamstrings, I mean, the same as any other muscle. You still gotta load them up and do some heavy sets, but you gotta kind of be careful. I'm not sure how prevalent it is, but I've tweaked both of my hamstrings a number of times going heavy on hamstring curls. Like, load up a whole stack, just start slamming it, and then boom, pull something. So I've been a little bit more careful as of late, but as long as you do a couple of warm-up sets and like you're actually warm, I wouldn't sweat it. Don't be afraid to push it. So, I mean, really not much to be said about these, honestly. It's just, this is probably the best exercise, along with laying leg curls, to just load the fuck out of your hamstring and actually take it through a good amount of range of motion. Like, I like RDLs too, but I'm not convinced that doing only RDLs is gonna build you some crazy hamstrings. Fuck. Restocked on the Tang, so got the intra workout carbs going hard. So in the jug, it's just essentially sugar water, right? Now this is like an orange flavored kind of drink mix called Tang, but there's nothing special about it, right? You could be drinking Gatorade or whatever the hell since your workout. And on a bulk, I just think it'll give you a little bit of extra edge,
maybe a little bit more energy throughout the lift. But in a broader context, this is an extra 400 calories, and it's like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just thirsty during the lift. So I'm taking it in throughout. These are sort of emulating like a standing up single leg curl machine, but that's, you never see that in gyms. It's kind of a rarer, more specialty item. So if you go on a leg extension and you stand on something elevated so that your knee is about the same height that this whole little apparatus pivots on, then it's pretty much the same shit. You can rest your quad on the seat and just go pretty light, but it's a really good squeeze. So in terms of getting a pump, this is ideal. All right, so I'll just do the one of those. Like, they feel good, but it's sort of just a little bit of a different squeeze, but I think it'll be more effective, or at least at this particular moment, to do some heavier stuff while I'm still strong. So I think it's single leg hamstring curls. Got half the stack on, so it'll still be pretty heavy. Almost the same as doing the double leg. All right, I'll go a little lighter on this set of single legs and do a little half rep pause variation. So the premise will be, you load up the weight the same as normal, but then you go halfway down, you pause the weight for just a second, and then you do the rest of the rep like normal. So instead of just riding your momentum through the whole rep, you get to actually really focus on squeezing halfway through, right? Because boom, you build up momentum, the weight just keeps moving. But if you stop, then there's nothing momentum wise to keep the weight going up. So you really have to focus on contracting for the bottom half of the rep. The fitness industry has been rather perverted as of late. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I keep seeing videos of like Blueface or just random celebrities at Zoo Culture. It's like, it's not even about lifting anymore. It's just straight up entertainment. Which, whatever. But I feel like anybody that's serious at the gym gets a bit tired of all the just crazy BS with it. It's like, just lift some weights. It's not that complicated. You don't have to fucking be a complete clown about it. I only like half believe that because, obviously I'm posting all this shit. But you get what I'm saying. It's not about the weights anymore. So for the most part, before I get under any kind of, leg pressing movement, which squats are, I'm gonna sit on the leg extension for a few minutes and just warm up my knees. Because anybody that's squatted heavy, I mean, that those first few sets, it's gonna bother you right in here, that big ass tendon. I don't know which one it's called, but getting it exposed to a little bit of tension before you start going crazy with the weight definitely makes squats feel a bit more comfortable for me, especially since I squat pretty upright with my torso. I'm not like a power lifter. where they stick their butt really far out and bend forward. You know, I've got a pretty decent amount of pressure on my knees. So the warmer I can get them in the beginning, the more comfortable it's gonna feel, the more confident I'll be to lift some real heavy weight. So I'll just sit here for a few minutes, real light, just kind of just work up to maybe like, I don't know, a few reps of like 160, and then you can go get started for the squats. All right. I did a little bit of adductor warm-ups as well. That's the one where you squeeze your legs together. I'll see if that makes squats a little bit more comfortable for me. So, as I explain every leg day, because everybody's curious, what is the point of this fucking plate? Why the hell am I squatting with my heels on a plate? So, if you're squatting to work your quads, right, then you don't want to fucking bend over like this, right? Like that's how a power lifter would squat. And sure, you'll be pretty strong that way, but you're not going to be biasing your quads. You're just going to be working your glutes and your lower back. So, if you want big quads, what are you going to do? Right? You're going to squat with your torso more upright instead of bent over. So, typically the limiting factor for that is your ankle mobility, right? Pretty much everybody, you know, your knees are only going to be able to go so far in front of your toes while you're standing up with flat feet. So, if this is how far you can go, you'll only be able to squat with your knees this far. So when you put your heels on a plate, you can put your knees forward because your heels are more elevated. And the more upright you can be, the more you're going to bias your quads. So sitting on the plate will help you put your knees further forward, keep your torso more upright, and put all of the weight onto your quads instead of your glutes. And if you're a guy, you don't need bigger glutes. My chest and shoulders are so tight, it's kind of hard to get underneath the bar without stretching out. I should really implement a stretching routine. I say this every leg day, but I never do it. So, another thing in terms of high bar versus low bar squats, low bar, I don't even know what the fuck low bar is anymore. Like if you've seen powerlifting videos, dudes will have the bar in the fucking middle of their back and their arms are fucking contorted. Stupid. The higher you can have the bar on your back, the better. So for me, putting the bar right on top of my traps, that fucking hurts. That fucking hurts my traps. Even just doing a plate would hurt. So my go-to method is, you know, you grab the bar, and get your hands where you want them, and you want to rest it right on top of your rear delts. Oh, damn. So you get under the bar, and then it should be resting right on top of your rear delts. Right? So I'm not holding it with my arms, it's just resting it on my back. And my arms are just there as like stabilizers. So you're about to start your leg day. You're thinking about what you want to do for your heaviest movement. You could do leg press, you could do hack squat, or you could do barbell squat. Now, what do you think I'm going to tell you to do? Right? Overall, you know, it's all debatable. If you go hard on any one of them, obviously you're going to build your legs in both size and strength. But for me, squats are just like, they're just so different from the other ones. You know, there's kind of a level of intensity that comes with a heavy set of squats that you just don't get with leg press or hack squat. And that's kind of the reason why nobody squats heavy, because it's fucking scary. Even if people don't want to admit it. in terms of your foot placement, whether or not you like heel elevated or flat foot, how far apart you put your feet is going to be person to person dependent, because that depends on you know, how your fucking knees and your femur and your hips are aligned. So, you know, somebody with a different build than me, it might fucking kill their knees to squat narrow. And for me, I do not care for squatting like shoulder width or beyond. Just does not agree with me. So you gotta kind of test that out by trial and error, right? Just throw on a plate or two or whatever you can handle for, you know, a couple of reps and just try out some different stuff, see what feels good. Don't just listen to what someone else told you, right? If somebody told you, oh, you need to squat with your heels so-and-so apart, toes facing out, and that just kills your knees every time, clearly that method of squatting just isn't agreeing with you. So you've got to be able to have the sense of mind to think, all right, let me try and change this shit up, right? Because everything about lifting is going to be person to person dependent. There is no single cookie cutter plan or, you know, exact method that will work for everybody. You know, obviously calorie surplus, calorie deficit, that's the only way to gain or lose weight. But you get what I'm saying. Whew. So clips when you're squatting. Obviously throw fucking clips on for your real working set. Since I'm just doing one or two, it's all right. But you're gonna look and feel like an absolute moron if you fucking have to dump the weight. Plus, if you're going heavy, that's fucking dangerous. Like, I've seen videos of people getting their fucking face hit by the bar when they rack it, or just all sorts of bad shit, right? If you think that there's a safer way to do something, probably go about it that way. Whew. Fuck, dude, that feels fucking heavy. But once I get all hyped up, got my music playing, the first actual working set will feel as heavy as that or lighter. Don't underestimate the power of getting fucking hyped up. Ah! Ah! Fuck! God damn it! Ah! Ah! Whew! Ah! Ah! All right. Well, one rep less than last time. Holy shit. Whew. I gotta eat some more food, goddammit. Alright. So, you know, 5:45 for 7. It's not nothing, but I got 5:45 for 8 last time. So, still good set. Honestly, I wasn't as hyped as the last leg day, because in an ideal situation, what'll happen is I load up the weight, I sit down for a minute, and then I play, you know, whatever hype song I want. And the best case scenario for squats, or whatever lift you want, but squats are the only lift where I really get like this, is you'll start to feel like butterflies in your stomach. You'll start to get real nervous. your heart will just start pounding. Like I'll be sitting down at like, I don't know what, maybe 100 beats a minute because I'm working out. And then I'll be able to physically tell that like once I'm starting to get real excited, my adrenaline's going, that my heart jumps up at least 30 beats a minute. And then you just get under the weight. And a lot of people, even me, I did this for a while, can kind of get under the misconception while you're lifting something crazy like this, where you just want to move the weight as quick as possible. Like I've fallen victim to this, where, I load up a bunch of weight, and then the first rep, I just almost like drop it on myself. Like I go down way too fast, and I totally just kill my momentum. So if you're squatting heavy in a bodybuilding context, I like to imagine just loading up a spring, where you go down slow, and right when you hit the bottom, you just tense up and shoot back up to the top. If your knees are prone to getting fucked up when you do leg extensions, maybe maybe do other quad movements and finish with leg extensions. Because if they bother your knees, then the heavier you go, the more it's gonna fuck with you. So if you save them for the end, you can still do them, and you'll go light enough, or you'll be weak enough where going light will still give you a good amount of fatigue. But for me, I mean, my knees are pretty strong, so I can go like crazy heavy. But that's person to person. Anybody can just start lifting. And depending on your metabolism and your appetite, people who don't even lift, they could just be diet shredded. They got abs. So what does that mean? The value of just like being lean and small, that is, it's not very valuable, right? Not a lot of work has to be put into that, at least on average, right? But having a big ass set of legs, I'm not necessarily sure how big mine are. Whatever. They're not small. But having big legs, you actually had to work for that, unless you're like a genetic phenom for whatever reason. And the reason that having big legs is valuable, it's not a super common thing, is because it's fucking hard. Doing a hard leg day, one where you actually build your legs, is not for the faint of heart. So if anybody is a lifter and they're going to puss out on one aspect of the gym in terms of training, legs is what they're going to fucking skip out on, right? So think about that next time you want to skip legs, or you're considering skipping a leg day. Just know that unless you have a good reason, you are a pussy. Usually I'm being like pretty nice, but like you kind of have to hear it. You kind of have to hear this. So next I'm gonna do some single leg press. I'll try and go pretty heavy. I'll see how the stack feels, but I might have to go a little lighter. Those squats really took a fucking lot out of me. All right. Nah. Holy shit. All right, so those single leg fucking leg presses were hard as fuck. Oh my god. I'm thinking, so that's what, set number 4, 7 left. I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. All I know is a few sets of leg extensions first. So that's 5 sets done. I think I'm gonna do some alternating leg extensions. So pretty much 5 reps in the right leg, 5 in the left, back and forth a few times. And then jump onto the machine leg press just to kind of, just as an extra burnout. Because after I'm, fatigued from these leg extensions, that'll feel like it, closer to a good amount of weight with both legs. In the last few sets, but this is set number 11. All I did was leg extensions. So this one is the last finisher. Gonna do alternating reps, really try and squeeze at the top. So not just doing a regular rep, like get to the top, really trying to squeeze your quad. It should almost feel like you're trying to bend your shin upwards, like beyond its normal range of motion. That's how much you should be trying to like squeeze at the top. So I like throwing a few of those in because just the feeling of going that deep, even with just body weight, once you're already fatigued, you get a crazy stretch on your quads. It fucking feels like I'm pumping up a balloon every rep. And then it's also kind of nice to balance yourself, because as they get harder, you can give yourself a little bit of assistance and get a few extra reps. Dude, I'm fucked up. Let's go check the pump and then get the fuck out of here. I'm seriously fucking hobbling right now. God. I know I said in the last video that that was the craziest quad pump I'd ever gotten. Fucking hell, this one's already fucking rivaling it. Just by feeling, at least. Damn. I gotta be careful. This drawstring is a little bit short. So, you know when you lose your fucking drawstring in the pants? That's the fucking worst. But back to the topic at hand. Jesus Christ. Fuck, come on, get the fuck off me. Oh my God. Oh. Whew. Oh. Dude. That is getting pretty goddamn dirty, if I say so myself. Oh. Dude. Huh. So with arms, a good sign that you've got a pretty gnarly pump is when you can't touch your shoulders. Like right now I can touch them, but if I was pumped up, I'd only get like this high. With legs, if you just stand up straight without even flexing and your fucking legs feel tight, like as if you were flexing, that's how you know that they're fucking pumped to hell. All right, let's get the breath hold veiny thumbnail. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Let's sit down for a minute. Christ. Huh. So, that fucking pump did not come easy. Went fucking all out on squats. Those hamstring curls were going pretty fucking heavy. That single leg leg press set was fucking gnarly. And then leg extensions just did their thing by pumping the fuck out of them. Plus those sissy squats at the end really just put the finishing touches on. So if you were to recreate that workout on your own, I'm sure you'd enjoy the what do you even call it? You would just enjoy the workout, I guess. Ah, jeez. So I'm still gonna do calves at the end. I'm not gonna show it. You know, it's just you don't need to see calves every day. It could get a little bit repetitive. Oh, dude, I'm fucking out of it. Oh my god. Of all the muscles that you can hit in your split per week, legs is the one that you can really put yourself to the test on. Like, you can go crazy on chest, you can go crazy on back, but it's just not the same as legs. And in that sense, there's a bit of pride to be had if you're somebody that actually does go hard on legs and has an impressive set of wheels. So, like I say about pretty much everything when it comes to your progress, obviously if I'm talking about progress, I'm referring to weightlifting and bodybuilding. But the more results that you see, the more you'll be motivated to go harder to get better results. It's just a positive feedback loop. Now, there is an initial down payment, per se, an initial investment stage. Like, if you're completely untrained, it's probably going to take you. It depends on the person and how hard you lift and how, if you have somebody to sort of guide you. Like, if you know somebody who's a serious lifter and you go with them to the gym, you have them show you a little bit of the ropes. They give you kind of a basic training program. And maybe they tell you a little bit of dieting tips. Like, you start taking a protein shake in every day or something. It's probably going to take a few months before you start to realize your progress. So that's kind of the hard part. That's the hill that you have to get over before you start to get extrinsic motivation, right? Because in the beginning, you don't get to think, holy crap, well, my legs got bigger by doing squats. Let's go harder on squats so I can get them even bigger. In the beginning, you're just going to be thinking, wow, squats are fucking hard. Dude, leg day is hard. The gym is fucking hard, dude. I'm tired. I'm all sweaty. Yuck. I just want to go home and chill. If you can't see the results that you're working for in your mind, then it's going to be hard to keep going. But after a few months even, once you start to see physical changes, you'll have a tangible result of all the hard work that you put in. And then, if you've got the itch to keep progressing, then you're just going to keep looking into better ways to grow. You're going to start focusing on your diet more. You're going to take your vitamins. You're going to look up like the most effective training methods. You're going to change up your split. You're going to adapt it to your own body so that it's more effective. And that's not an overnight process. You got to keep, like, in terms of everything that I think about, like throughout the day, you know, you probably think about eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, whatever. All the thoughts that cross through your head, probably the most prevalent over the past like 5 years for me has been the gym, right? Because once you get the itch, you know, you're alive, you're next to your body all fucking day long. So you're always thinking about like what you're eating. Every time you eat, you're thinking about it. Every time you're, you know, it's getting close to training time, you're like, oh shit, all right, let's go to the gym, getting hype. Every time you look at social media, assuming that you're like into the gym, it's gonna be gym shit. It's just gym, 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 gym all over the place. So whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, who knows? I don't mind it. But if it's on your mind all the time, you've almost got no choice but to think of new ways to progress. For you, that is. So, you know, as crazy as you might seem in the beginning, I remember my fucking family thought I was kind of nuts. It was fucking, like my dad would text me at like 3 in the morning or something if I put off my lift, because I've got a little basement gym, and he's like, quit fucking slamming the weights. So, or like I would tell him, or I'd stop eating like home cooked food. For the most part, I'd just make my own shit. You know, I'd be telling my mom to buy like 10 dozen eggs at once. Or like my older sister especially, she thought I was doing the weirdest shit if I had like a bowl of sardines. But that's what you got to do if you want to be an outlier in any vector or in any field. Then, you know, it's probably pretty likely that you'll become an outlier in other aspects of life, right? If you want to get crazy results, you got to be crazy in every other aspect of what you're doing. Because at least in terms of lifting, everything you do every day is pretty much gonna relate to your progress. So that's enough of this little speech. I'm gonna finish calves. And that's the end of it. I'll try to upload this a little bit earlier than midnight, like I've been doing. And then full day of eating, I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow. So you can figure out just how I get 6,000 calories into my system in a single day. All right. See you fucking next time, goddammit.